Hey guys, Wade of the World here. It is February 4th, going into the 5th, 2020. And yeah, I'm going to come at you with an update. Hey guys, these are the official numbers on the flu, okay? Right now we're sitting at about 25,000 people. About 500 of them are fatalities now. And again, guys, I'm sorry I can't put any kind of positive spin on this. It's just a negative thing, okay? Now I do, like I said before, I'm only going to say this now. These numbers are nowhere near what they are, okay? I can't tell you what the number actually is, but all I can say is I don't personally think that these numbers are even close to how big this is. And I think we're all going to know, you know. And the main reason for that, guys, is, there's really no way for anybody to give you an exact number. They can try to do it the best they can. Even through the proper channels, you're not going to get an exact number. You can get close, but what we're talking about here, we're not even privileged to that kind of information. So I do think at the end of the day, some of the videos I've seen, and I'm sorry I can't show those to you guys because I would love to, so you guys can understand. But if I show it to you, they're just going to block my video. Okay, that's happening all over all the social platforms. People are getting demonetized like immediately. Stuff's getting blocked. It's just, yeah, so it's not even worth showing you those kinds of things. Now I can show you official numbers, okay, because they're not going to say much about that because they're putting it out themselves. But anyway, again, I think the biggest thing here is the percentage is what I really want to focus on. We got 25,000 people, sick, and 500 of them have passed away. You can do some simple math and get a percentage. I think that number would probably carry through pretty much the whole way through, whatever that percentage is. It ain't going to tell you how high it is, but it at least give you a percentage of how many people pass away when they contract this. So, but yeah, so there's those numbers, and we can go down here and look. Again, United States, about 11 people. I think that is ridiculously low, in my opinion. Japan, 33. That makes sense because they're over there close to China. There's stories coming out all over the place, guys. Okay, I just have to say that. It's not hard to go find. If you guys just wouldn't look for it, you guys could find it yourself. Okay? Depends on what you want to see and what you want to hear. Some of it's very, very graphic, and some of it's very, very disturbing. And I don't like to show that kind of stuff unless I, need to. And again, they would just block it anyway. So, but yeah. So here's your numbers. We're going to go ahead and move on from that. There's not really a whole much anything else to say. Just wash your hands. If you guys are going to take the step and wear a mask, go ahead and throw some goggles on too. Okay? I mean, especially if you're over here in the States, if you're going to walk around wearing a mask, people are going to look at you a little different anyway. It's pretty normal over there in the Asian community, over in China and stuff. They don't really get looked at crazy because a lot of people wear it because of smog and all that kind of a thing. But over here, if you start walking around with a mask on your face, they're going to assume that you're sick or something. But anyway, if you're going to take the step for a mask, just throw on some goggles too. Who cares, man? If you think that's what can keep you from getting sick, do what makes you comfortable. That's what I say. Okay. But yeah, we'll go on to the next thing here. Okay, guys, I'm gonna give you an update on the Schumann here real quick. This will be a fast one too. What I want to point out, guys, is we had like an extended period of low activity, which we haven't seen in quite a while. From here back, you go back another day or two, we were really quiet. But you know what? That really shows what's going on here is that the whole time we had that quiet period, earthquakes kind of just went numb. Okay? We didn't see a whole lot of big ones. We didn't see we didn't see the frequency as much. Okay? We didn't see as many. Now, then you got to ask yourself, what come first, the chicken or the egg? Does the Schumann help cause the earthquakes, or does the earthquakes help mess with the Schumann? You know what I think? I think it's both. Okay? For those of you guys that don't know what the Schumann is, it's the Earth's heartbeat. We vibrate at a certain resonance. And then what that is 7.83. That's supposed to be the normal one. Here as of late, we're seeing all kinds of different ones. They pump this into the ISS, and for people that work underground, believe it or not, to keep them from going crazy. because if they don't, you go crazy. It's scientifically proven. This affects us physically, get ringing in your ears, all that. Now, I said that 100 times, but I say that for the new people. If you got more questions, hit me up on email and I'll try to help you out. But something else I want to know, guys. Okay, here, our dash, what we're calling, I guess, a coded line, is still there. Still no response from them guys. I still send them 1 or 2 emails a week, and I'm not getting any response to see if it's a tool flaw. At this point, I don't think it is. If it was, they would have already told me. Just saying. But I'm not going to give up on that. Now, something else, guys. Look at this. Striped line's back. Okay? I don't think that's a tool flaw either. Why? Well, it didn't carry through over here. So, you take that for whatever it's worth. Now, you can clearly see, guys, this is showing you right now how quiet this was, because you can see how much more activity we had here as far as just the color difference. Okay, see how much more brighter it is on the right side? That's because there's a little bit more intensity there. So, but yeah, so there's your Schumann update. Okay, guys, this is the SDO. I'm going to show you guys how to get to this, okay? This is the SDO data, and it's the view of the sun from our vantage point. It's a satellite that sits out in front of the Earth, and it looks at the sun all the time. So what we're going to do is you click that tab, AIA HMI Browse Data. Basically what we're going to look at here, guys, is extreme ultraviolet light. It's a filter that they put on it, and it sees different types of gases, and it gives us a better look at the sun. Okay, that's what this does. So we're going to look at, let's just go to the 4th. You click on that drop down box, and you click on what time you want to start, and then you click on what time you want to stop. Okay, and then you get to pick your angstrom. Okay, that's the different filters. So we're going to look at the 171. That's typically what we go to first. And then you go down here and hit submit, and then it pops up. Okay. First thing you're probably going to notice here, guys, you're going to see it blacking out, right? We're going to talk about that here in a minute. Inevitably, guys, you're going to hear people come out here with these videos saying something eclipsed the sun. And I'm going to tell you right now that that's just completely false. Okay? I'm going to show you why. And I'm going to show you guys how to look for yourself so you guys know. So, you're going to have people out there saying that Nibiru went in between us and the sun, and Planet X went in between us and the sun, Stellar Core went between us and the sun, all that kind of a thing, okay? And none of that's true right now, okay? So let me show you. But before we do that, I'm going to show you guys this. We are having some activity, okay? You're going to see it right in there, and that's CME activity, okay? It's shooting off that direction, shooting off towards the right. See how it's releasing out? Okay. Now, you can actually see a secondary one happen, too. Watch the first one. There's the first one. And the second one happens right in there. There. See that? It was a smaller one. Now, these aren't huge by no means. Okay. But the ones I really want to talk about are the ones here. Because, first off, it's been a while since I've seen like an active region of the sun have umbras way up here like this. Now, that's not hurting the Earth, okay? That would have to break and shoot material our way. And that's not what's happening up there. Matter of fact, this is kind of good because it gives us some solar flux. And that'll help radio propagation. Emergency vehicle radio systems and ham radio operators and all that kind of a thing. That all helps. That helps the radio signal. Now, then we look at this, okay? Now watch this. You're going to see another CME, guys, okay? Right about there. See that? See how it just boom, right on out? Okay, watch right in here. We'll watch it again. There. See that? Okay? A lot of that went on out into space, and then we see a second one happen right inside there. Okay, so we'll watch the first one. There. Now watch the second one. It's coming. Boom. See that? Okay? Now, that's happening in quite a few areas on the sun. Those are just little ejections, okay? Or filament releases or energy charged particles, whatever you want to call it. Now again, guys, we're going to have an extended period of charged particles anyway. Okay, we got coronal holes that are happening. All right, the Earth sits right here. Well, we had that coronal hole that was up in here, right, and it already rotated past us. Well, it's actually still kind of in front of us, but we're now experiencing that solar wind. We're getting hits on our magnetosphere from it. Okay, that's not going to stop for the next few days. There's another coronal hole up here that's rotating this way. So we got to pay attention to earthquakes. Okay, in other words, basically it's like an earthquake watch, because it probably will have a big uptick because we're getting all this solar activity, space weather activity. Now, again, like I just said, equator, sun's here. That CME happened here, right? Those couple little pops over there. Well, the sun's rotating in this direction, correct? Well, what happens when that active area decides it wants to rotate over here? If it stays intact, gets in front of the Earth and blows the CME. Then we're dealing with a whole different ball of wax. Then we're talking about maybe brownouts or different other, depending on how strong it is and if it's coming right at us or not. But that is a possibility. So whenever we get active areas of the sun rotating towards us like that, we got to pay attention. Okay, that's my point. Now let me show you why this is not anything eclipsing our sun. Okay, this is the SDO homepage. Okay, it's not the homepage, but if you go there, what you do is at the top right, okay, hit the 3 bars and hit the home. Okay, and it takes you here. Now this is what the sun looks like right now. Now let me explain again. There's the Earth. See that coronal hole right there? Okay, this southern coronal hole was what's giving us our weather right now. It takes it 2 to 3, sometimes 4 to 5 days to get here, depending on how fast it's moving. Okay, but we are seeing hits on it. Now, this up here is going to be giving us weather shortly. Okay, so we're not going to get much of a lull period. That's my point. So when you got to pay attention to earthquakes, guys. Okay, so let me show you how I know that that's not an eclipse of anything eclipsing our sun. So if you guys go to the homepage here and you scroll down, you start seeing these diagrams, right? Well, there's the satellite that's looking at the sun. Okay, it's in what they call geosynchronistic orbit. In other words, it stays over top of the same spot on the Earth. Okay, in relation to the Earth. And let me show you. Okay, but see where it says this tab here? It says, where is SDO? Because that's the satellite we're looking at. You click on that tab, and you scroll down, and it gives you animations. Okay, this is real-time animation. In other words, this is exactly what we're seeing right now. Okay, so here's the satellite. Okay, and it shows you where the sun's at. This is kind of like an angled side view. So here's the sun. What happens to the sun? Watch. It starts back here and it goes over there. So what happens? The Earth went in between the satellite and the sun. That's what looked to be an eclipse. Sometimes we see these things, it'll look like it goes this way. It'll stop halfway through and go back the other direction. And you're going to ask yourself, well, how can that happen with a satellite? Well, let me show you. You see this right here? This is as if you are standing on this satellite. The satellite's not moving, but the Earth is. They put the Earth in motion here. Okay, you can see the Earth come between us and the sun. Right there. See that? Okay? That's why it looks like as if something's eclipsing the sun. Now, how can it look like it goes one direction and go the other? Well, this is why. Okay, geosynchronous orbit means that this satellite will always stay in this position according to the Earth. It's a figure 8. See that? This satellite will never be over here or over here. It's going to be there. And it's orbiting with us right there, but it's always pointed at the sun. So when this gets to the back side, when it does this little figure 8 right here, sometimes it'll look as if it goes one direction and it goes back the other. That's why. Okay? So I hope that helps you guys understand why that looks like it does sometimes. Don't fall into these guys telling you that there's, an eclipse happening. I guess technically it is an eclipse of the Earth over the coming between us and the sun, at least from the satellite and the sun. But yeah, it's not really a what would we call it, like a stellar object eclipsing our sun. It's something that is expected, and it's predictable, and it happens every time. So anyway, we'll go on to the next thing here real quick. Okay, guys. Seeds finally did some updated a lot of their data that had been missing for days, and I'll show it to you here in a second. But this happened on the 2nd. Okay. Now I don't think this is our 28-day orbit object. Okay, because we just caught it on the day it was supposed to be there on the other side, right where we said it should be, and all that. And I just did. And thank you guys for the kind comments about my last video. Thank you guys for understanding and all that kind of a thing. I don't like addressing those kinds of things when I start getting comments like that. But I felt like I needed to that time because, I talked about it before, and then, what really got me was that he insinuated that I thought people were fools. That really bothered me because I don't think that at all. I appreciate each and every one of you guys, and, that is what it is, and that's not going to change. I don't do this for any other reason than because I want to help. That's it. It's really that simple. So, anyway, and I do think it's important enough that people need to get this out there and show people. So, anyway, this definitely looks like an object, right? Okay, it's kind of hard to deny that that might be an object. It's spherical. All I did was put a blue filter on this, by the way. And this was on the 2nd. So let me show you something else. Okay, what I did was I put this in one of my video editing formats, and I just, basically this is like a contrast filter. I didn't add any color or anything like that. I just did this. Now watch. What you're going to see is you're going to see that spherical object, what looks to be a spherical object, you're going to see it kind of pop up there, and we actually catch it moving. Okay? And again, guys, I don't know what this object is. All right? Now, something I want to say here, too, and I said this before, almost all of us think that there's more than just one object out there. Okay? This is most like a system of objects. We don't know where these things are going to be all the time, every object. We just simply can't tell you guys that because we don't know. The stuff that we do think that we are pretty positive about, we do tell you, and that's what, that's where you get the 28-day orbit and all that kind of stuff, because it's backed up with observations and that kind of a thing. Observational evidence, it's right there. You can see it. We can tell you this is going to happen right here on this day, and it does. When it's predictable like that, that it really lends a lot of validity to what the theory was with the 28-day orbit. So, anyway, let me show you this real quick. See that? Now, sorry for the transition there. Okay. There it is again. You can see how it kind of moves and fades in. Now, I'm going to take you guys over here to seeds and let you guys see it raw. Okay, like I seen it first. Okay, this is seeds on the 2nd. Now, what we're looking at, guys, is over here. Now, let me give you guys a reference point here, too, first. Remember I said SDO was here? Well, Soho is kind of like right here. Okay, they're really close in the same position, and they're basically the same view. So when we're looking at the sun through this, that's the point of view. The Earth is here, okay, and that's our point of view. So when we see this over here, it's actually off that direction, okay. Now, as you can see, you'll be able to see it here in just a second. It'll pop up right there. See that? I know it might not be all that visible. Let me circle it. How about that? Look right in there. Right there. See that? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to slow it down and let you guys look at it from a distance, because sometimes it's easier to see it that way. Again, look right in here. Okay, you see your bright flash. Now watch. See it? Okay. Now I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see it a little bit better. And yeah, sorry for the quietness there, but gotta wait for this to do its thing. And about, let's see here, it's coming. Sorry, guys. It's coming. Yeah, I know I got it slow, but I want you guys to be able to see it. There's a flash. Now watch. There it is. See it? Let me, I'm going to reverse it. How about that? We'll have it go backwards. See it? See how it looked like it was moving towards the sun that time? Let's go back the other way. See it? Okay. I think that that's pretty good evidence that that looks like something's there. And again, I can't tell you what that is. Let me speed it up a little bit here. Maybe we'll get a little better look at it as we're kind of zoomed in here. And this is raw. This has no filters on it. All right. This is how I seen it. You see that? Okay. So yeah, guys. I mean, it's there. Something's there. I don't know what it was. Now keep in mind, remember, guys, I showed you that CME, but this is 2 days before. So, you know, that had nothing to do with that CME. But, you know, it's there, guys. I don't know what else to say about that. I really don't know what it is. Is it another object? Is it something different? It's definitely not our object, our 28-day orbit object. If this is an object, it's a different one. Okay? That's what I would say to that. But yeah. So I'm going to end the video there, guys. I'll try to come back with you again tomorrow and try to give you an update. Again, guys, thanks for your kind comments on the last video. I just really thought I needed to address that because I want you guys to understand that a 28-day orbit is most certainly possible. Matter of fact, I showed you guys yesterday, they seen 2 big stars orbiting each other in 7 minutes. Okay. 310 miles per second is what they said it was moving. That's ridiculously fast. So, but anyway, guys, have a good day. God bless. Yeshua saves, and you can drink this Kool-Aid.